Well, welcome to this month's Cigar Professor. Glad you could join us. And as you're aware, we're on pack number 19, and this is the second month of this pack. And for this subscription pack, we are working our way through the Habano bourbon barrel-aged cigars by Perdomo. So last month we did the Connecticut, this month we're doing the Sungrown, and next month we are doing the Maduro. But just so you don't have to do this as a monologue, we have our usual eye candy and someone who has definitely got a face for radio. Topher, how are you?
I wasn't sure whether you were going to come to me or Omar, because let's be honest, that applies to both of us. Listen, before you bring Omar on, I can't help but notice, all the pigs were equal, but some were more equal than others. That's got right. Branded Perdomo hoodies. I'm having to make do. I'm just going to kind of have to, I sort of hold my ashtray there just to try and pretend like I'm as special as you are and that he gave me a
well,
nice
look,
branded
it gets even better because I got the Perdomo shirt as well,
See, I'd
show the underwear, but I think we might get flagged.
Well, yeah, look. Let's not. Maybe I should be glad, actually, now that you mention it. Maybe I should be happy about that. How you been?
Yes, not too bad. I've actually just noticed that the lighting appears to be a little better for me this week compared to the previous 2 months, and it's because I've added some artwork behind me so that it's not just a flat white wall. So as you can see over
got
here,
some very good face there.
Churchill.
You got Churchill. You got Spurgeon.
I got Spurgeon with the famous quote of his: "I intend to go home tonight and smoke a cigar to the glory of God."
Amen, brother.
I've got a picture of tobacco flower, the anatomy of the tobacco plant.
Right.
What else have I got over here? And then down below is rolling a cigar. Yep. And there's the Cigar Professor logo and the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, just to show that I'm other than just Perdomo as well, just to spread the love.
If I didn't know you, Damo, if I'd never actually met you, I'd think you were sophisticated.
I like to keep up appearances,
Well, thankfully I have met you, so I'm not fooled.
But somebody who is fooled occasionally is the only person who has not missed a single show since we started in 2020. I mean, that is just an amazing record. I mean, he has come on even in between bringing up his guts from who knows what sickness he's contracted by all sorts of weird and sordid things he gets into, but
I want to take his bragging rights away by sending like hitmen to just kneecap him or something. But you and I both know that he will come on the show from the hospital bed. He will
absolutely
light that damn cigar and set off the sprinklers and have that hospital evacuated just so that he cannot have to lose his record of perfect attendance on the Cigar Professor.
That's it. That I know. Look. His faithfulness and loyalty to our viewers is second to none. So,
and makes no sense. Let's be honest, not that special.
Well, look, it just comes down to the fact that he gets a free cigar out of every show, and like he would crawl over barbed wire, hot coals, broken glass, hypodermic needles, all that sort of stuff, just for a free cigar. So.
That's what he calls a good night. Look, we've we've tortured him for long enough. Let's maybe let him on the show, shall we?
There we go.
How you doing, Omar?
Top of the world, living the dream,
mate. You're looking sophisticated there. What is your pre-show cigar?
I have to kill you if I have to tell you, but it's a AJ Fernandez Encore. Gorgeous.
Oh wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
You are a bit of a AJ fan, I know.
Yeah, definitely.
I sometimes wonder whether the whole, you're saying that Plasencia is your thing, but I see you with AJs more often than Plasencia. Oh, yeah. So I'm actually starting to wonder whether your loyalty is starting to slip there.
It's the economics of the love. Economics takes over.
Your loyalty is based on dollar signs, eh?
It's more of
for all of us.
Consumption.
Now, listen, I missed last week, unfortunately, and so I'm just opening up. This is the first of the trio that I'm opening up, And I'm just being reminded of how incredibly delightful the Perdomo presentation is.
Yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
these bands, the embossing, the gold leaf, or I guess the rose gold or whatever it is, bronze leaf, the texture, it's second to none. It is just superb.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and look, even the way they present their boxes.
Yeah.
Somewhere during the show, I might duck out if I get the opportunity, grab one of their boxes to show you, because I think one of the things that they do, which is absolutely amazing, is they actually produce a little fold down flap. So if you open up the lid, is so that little flap is designed to fold all the way down like that when it's sitting on the shelf in the brick and mortar store, to actually give it a bolder, more eye-catching display. And I just think, what a genius little piece of marketing.
But look at the way the light plays off that. It shows the texture. It shows the use of embossing. I mean, here I am geeking out over arts and crafts, but it is just such superb presentation.
And one of the things that they've done in recent years, which I absolutely appreciate, is they've actually brought harmony across all of their lines of cigars. So the gold, yellow colored wrappers are designed to indicate it's the Connecticut of that particular line. Yeah. The red bronze color is meant to indicate the Sungrown, and then the blue and sort of dark brown color is also meant to represent the Maduro line. So when you look at any of their different lines, their 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary, Habano barrel aged, 12-year aged, legacy series, their new ones, you can just tell straight away by looking at the color of the box or the color of the band on the cigar. Are you looking at a Connecticut or a Sungrown or a Maduro? And I just love it. I really do.
As expected with Perdomo, that little footband, which is a nice touch, just comes off effortlessly. Zero risk, zero possibility of any damage to the cigar. The right amount of glue, no glue on the wrapper. It's just, they are just one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to just that consistency of presentation and getting the details right.
So I'm going to use my Perdomo Perfect Cutter to do this. They stopped making these Perdomo Perfect Cutters for the time being.
Oh, might become a collector's item.
Yep, can't get them anymore, unfortunately. They've gone to a different style of cutter, which I will show during the show at some point. Well, once we get settled into this cigar.
Got to be honest, I'm a little bit concerned that having heaped high praise on them, mine seems a little on the snug side.
So's mine, but we'll see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Can always do another cut if I need to.
Well, I've done a second one. Still a bit on the snug side. Let's just get her lit and see what happens.
It's more of a silly, stupid user error. There are two of them today.
I literally haven't used it. It can't be user error when you haven't used it yet.
You didn't know how to cut a cigar. Go learn it.
Omar.
It's not actually.
What would we do with that? Hey,
it's my one is not too bad, but I know what you guys mean. It's probably on the old snug side, but it's all right. It's going all right so far.
Good smoke production, though.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, you know what? That's going to smoke just fine. It's a fraction on the snug side, but the quality and the way the air is flowing, and it's flowing beautifully.
Almost as beautiful as you are.
Nothing is that beautiful.
I mean, in a bad way.
Had Daniel chime in, said he was a little bit snug, but he did a second cut. So glad to see that that's working for you. We've got Mr. Stu joining us again. And I think there might be one more of the lighter cutters left, but he definitely got the black gold ashtray. But during the show tonight, I'll see if I can break out a couple of the ashtrays that we've got in stock at the moment.
Okay.
And
right.
Udo has joined us. Evening, Udo. Thank you for
Always
joining
a pleasure.
us.
And do I see a Tony Yak? Right, that's the name.
Right.
Oh, hang on. There we go. Haven't seen. That's a name I haven't seen for a little while. Probably partly because I haven't been on the show, but maybe because you haven't either. I don't know, Tony. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of the band.
Yeah, Tony's been missing for a little bit, but he's back. Mr. Stu seems to be a bit clunky today.
You can always count on Mr. Stu for a little bit of honesty.
Yeah.
What he means is you suck on the cigar. That's how he's giving you some coaching, some instructions on how to smoke a cigar, because obviously with your level of inexperience, you could probably use all the help you could get.
I'm a newbie.
Mine's got a nice bit of black pepper to it. Not overbearing, but it is dominant. And I say it's black pepper just because of the texture that it's giving me on the palate and on the back of the throat.
I was going to say white pepper or maybe a lighter pepper. It's so very mild and it's very pleasant. And it's also mixed with some form of sweetness to it.
There's definitely a sweet there.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going more into the sweet spices than I am the peppers. There's nothing on the tip of the tongue, nothing on the lip. Whatever I'm getting is up on the soft palate and the roof of the mouth. So for me, it really is more in the sweet spices, albeit the slightly bitey sweet spices.
Mr. Stu, hey, that wasn't a compliment. It's like I was just saying that how feminine he looks. I didn't want to say gay. Like, we know he's gay, but we just want to.
Hey, I'm not gay. It's my boyfriend who's gay.
He used to be, apparently.
Well, yeah. Allegedly. How is Stu? Speaking of.
I don't know. He can respond, I guess.
We'll see if he wants to talk to me after that.
Oh, there's a ring there. First, is that
I've had 3 or 4 actually. They keep going off camera because I'm all shut in. I'm narrow here. Oh, listen. It's worse than the girly drinks. Do you know, you guys talk about a gateway drug. I knew kombucha was a bad idea. I am on a rapid descent to hell. Now, I do, of course, have my trusty black tea. Nothing can, there's no harm in that.
Well, I got my Earl Grey tonight.
Okay. Would anyone like to hazard a guess at the ingredients in this awful, awful concoction? I will let you know that not all of the ingredients are bitter, but the end result is very bitter.
Wow.
It starts with a Barocca.
Oh, yeah.
Not bitter, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Then I throw in some powdered lion's mane. Good for the brain.
Oh,
all good. Then I put in some walnut extract.
You got parasites.
Then I add Swedish bitters.
You got more than parasite going.
And I've been doing this now for a couple of weeks, and I've got a couple of months to go. Just dealing with any parasites that I may happen to have. And it is so disgusting.
Quicker and easier.
What? Ivermectin, yeah. It is so disgusting that I'm actually starting to like it. It's really disturbing. I'm like the kombucha thing has, people start with weed and they end up doing, mainlining heroin. I'm on that path, but with like health drinks.
How come you haven't started speaking with a Swedish accent yet?
Well, I'll be speaking with a bitter accent pretty soon. Oh, yeah, wow. That'll turn your jaw inside out. If my tasting notes tonight are all just bitter herbs, you'll know why.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
What was that about? Stu slapping his salami?
Yeah, Stu, I cannot describe to you the photos that he sent me, because if I did, I would go to prison for verbal pornography.
Right.
But he sent me photographs of the result of a sausage making day that he and his girls went to. And let me just say, some of those sausages were intimidating.
Oh,
was a sausage fest, was it?
It was unnecessarily intimidating sausages. There was no need. There was no need for that. You could have gone for normal size sausages, Stu. You know you could have done that. You went for that size deliberately.
He likes them a certain size, doesn't he?
All right.
Well, you know what they
Daniel,
say about men making big sausages.
That they really like salami. Is that what they say? Daniel, I think I need to get your witch doctor, not mine. Your witch doctor sounds like he's a lot more fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Oh boy.
He was working his meat, was he?
Yeah, next time you visit his house, he's going to say, "Do you want to come and see my pleasure room?" And it's just going to be filled with sausage making gear.
Oh, man. What about the cigars? God damn it.
Oh, the cigar. I forgot we're having a cigar, aren't we? I was so busy thinking about Stu's meat.
For me, that pepper has died down quite substantially from the light up. It has definitely gone to a more mellow, mild, smoother pepper. So I'd agree with Omar's sort of. I could see where he's coming from the white pepper, but I think I'm leaning more towards your concept now of a sweet spice.
Yeah, I'm always right.
Sort of like an allspice ginger, sort of cinnamon bite sort of notes there coming through.
Yeah.
Interesting flavor profile. It's sweet. There's almost like a hint of a slight sour to it as well for me. But I'm not getting any really clear flavors. It's just sort of this blend of sweet spice and a little bit of nuttiness there. And
I was about to make the exact same point. It's not actually jumping out at me with any particular character. And I don't say that as a criticism, but at the moment, it's actually at risk of ending up in that category of a cigar that you're like, oh, that was really nice, but kind of forgettable. So I'm actually hoping that as we get into the second third of this, it's going to start to develop a little bit more character.
But she's burning perfectly.
Yeah, can't fault that.
Look, I know where Toph's coming from. It's a very standardized cigar nuance that you get in most cigars, right? However, there is a very interesting blend that I'm trying to dissect. It is cedar. I'm going to put aside what Daniel said. There's little bits and pieces of that. Yes, I get that. However, I think it is a very interesting combination of cedar, nuttiness, maybe a little spice. It could be ginger or a spice, slight minty spice if I would add, and it's all going through a sweetness of molasses. So the undertone of molasses sits with cedary, slight spiciness, which is very it can determine the actual spiciness. It's a combination of either ginger or some mild maybe mintiness to it too, but it all goes through that cedary, woody sweetness.
Yeah, I think what's interesting for me is that molasses type base that it has, because there aren't a lot of other earth tones in it. It is actually quite light, which as a sun-grown, you're kind of expecting a little bit more in the flavor. Yeah, a bit more earth, maybe not a lot of funk, but maybe just a little bit of barnyard in there somewhere. And it's really quite clean. A lot of the flavor profile, it's really quite clean. You're in a bakery that makes interesting baked goods, and there's a really interesting mix of spices going on, but it's all clean and fresh and so forth. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of hoping that it will just just funk up a little bit with an N. Don't censorship. Don't jump on me. I'm hoping it'll funk up a little bit as we go through.
I think at some point, I think we, as optimistic we are and hopeful we are, I think we gotta have to let the cigar do its business, because it's all individual, it's all handmade, and we just gotta appreciate what they have made to the blend. And it may not be up to 100% our desires and what we really dig.
We'll see,
but
it might be
saying that
it just isn't.
Look, I'm absolutely enjoying it. Absolutely enjoying it.
Yeah. No, it's lovely.
Totally.
Well,
so sorry, you go.
I think I might just break out one of the new novelties that I have bought since we are talking about Perdomo cigars. They have a range of coffee cups in the 3 color ranges. So they've got a black and gold Connecticut. They've got a red cup and a blue mug for the red for Sungrown and the blue for Maduro.
Right.
So this is quite a large mug. It's an American size mug.
Right. Yeah.
A bit hard to see, but it is blue. And it actually has a cigar rest built into the side of it.
Wow.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then to make it even more cool, which I don't know how that could ever possibly be, but it can, trust me.
Right.
There is their new cutters. So I said they're not making the perfect cutter anymore, but they've partnered with Cigar and are doing a fully branded Cigar cutter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this one is the blue one to match the...
Yeah. Nice.
Branded on both sides. And it's a bit hard to see, but it's got the little Cigar logo laser etched into the actual blades themselves, and then the rest of it's Perdomo branded.
You know what I just realized looking at that is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork. I suddenly thought, you know what I want that I didn't know I wanted until just right now is a Perdomo branded set of poker chips. Because how good would that roundel, if I can get it to focus on it, how good would that look in poker chips?
That would. It'd look very good, actually.
Awesome. And then they could do the different values.
I'll make a suggestion to Perdomo.
Well, just I don't know. Next time you talk to Nick, next time you're meeting up with Nick, make sure your mouth isn't full the whole time and use it to talk for a change.
And then they also do a ceramic blue, dark royal blue ashtray.
Oh wow. Nice.
So I actually have a red ashtray, red cutter and red mug, and I've got a blue ashtray, blue cutter and blue mug. So if anyone's interested, just drop me a line.
Oh.
Somebody wants to pimp out their area. Yeah.
I will allow a month to go by, and if no one has claimed it, I'll allow this show and next show. If no one's claimed it after that, I will grab one of those.
So there we go.
You got 2 months, people. 2 months to get in. I suggest you do it today because I think Mr. Stu's going to grab them otherwise.
Mr. Stu actually grabbed the Connecticut one.
Oh, nice. The black ones.
The black and gold ashtray with a black and gold mug.
Yeah,
and
nice.
He got one of the Perdomo black perfect cutters with the lighter. Got it.
You know, one of my biggest regrets relates to an ashtray that I didn't jump in. So when they were selling off former Prime Minister Bob Hawke's estate, they lumped 4 different ashtrays together into a single group. And as a result, they just came out at a price that I couldn't justify at the time. We were very broke. I think it was only $400. It was not a lot of money, but we could not justify it. So I let it pass me by, and I really, really regret it, because to be able to have an ashtray and say, yep, that came from Bob Hawke's house would be a very, very cool thing.
Actually, one of those ashtrays was also a Le Manger, French-made porcelain. And some of the really high-end ashtrays these days, like Fuente, have got their standard ashtrays, but they've got their uber premium ceramic ashtray, which is made by Le Manger, and it's like $400 for a starting price.
Yeah,
so,
wow. So it probably would have been a bargain at $400.
I reckon it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. Hey, Cos, how are you?
Hey, Cos, been a long time. Glad to see you back.
Welcome.
You enjoying a cigar tonight, Cos? I hope you are.
Where are you guys at with burn? Because I can't really see yours, Damo. I feel like I'm smoking too fast.
I knocked the ash off mine when I was putting it on the...
Oh, did you? Okay, all right. But, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
I was just looking at it thinking, hang on, how come you've only gone through that much? But that makes more sense.
Yeah. So the things I do.
Yeah, I know. Tell you what, though, it is a beautifully easy smoke.
Oh yes,
really, really good construction, dense enough that it keeps itself lit really well. You can put it down. If you were in a workshop and busy doing things, I would suggest with a cigar like this, you want to be doing something sophisticated like leather work or woodwork, or maybe writing a book by hand or something sophisticated. Yeah. But you could definitely put it down and then pick it up a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, and it's still going to be very much ready and willing to go.
I wonder if Mr. Lionhelm has joined us tonight.
Not sure. I haven't seen him yet. Is that true? You need a tobacco license to sell ashtrays.
What?
Well, it's a bit ambiguous. The legislation came through that said that you need a tobacconist license to sell tobacco and tobacco-related items.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ambiguous.
Certainly. Yeah.
I don't know what a tobacco-related item classifies as.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely stupid.
I love playing in these gray areas. Create uncertainty, and then we're all guessing, and then we got to pay for lawyers to find out.
Right. That's right. Just create a ruckus, some kind of ruckus.
You're getting a lot of rings out of that.
Yeah. The smoke production's beautiful. The burn, beautiful. It's breathing really well, actually. Slightly snug when I first cut it. But honestly, in terms of the actual smoking experience, I think this is exceptionally well constructed.
Well, Daniel identifies as a bird bath. I assume he's talking about himself there.
I think he's talking about the ashtrays. It identifies as a bird bath. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can't take you anywhere, Damo.
Hey, well, look, there's no tobacco tax on marijuana, so maybe these should identify as joints.
Yeah.
That'd be a much better way to do it. Medicinal tobacco.
We get it on the PBS, we'll be laughing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Pension of pride.
You want I mean, the PBS didn't actually. Maybe I should do a video about this, a tongue-in-cheek video. Albo promised that everything on the PBS would be no more than $25. I wouldn't mind a $25 cap on cigars.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Imagine on NDIS.
I could be an NDIS support worker if I'm running around bringing people cigars and showing them how to smoke them.
I'll have to become an NDIS provider.
Yeah, that's right.
Why not? They're spending government money on more wasteful things than cigars, so why not cigars?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just literally making the money go up in smoke instead of metaphorically.
I was actually speaking to one of the cigar suppliers today, this Australian Habanos distributor.
Yeah.
The government has just given them 4 days' notice to provide them with inventory of everything that they've got. And not only that, where they got it from, receipts, proof of purchase for every item in their inventory, and a list of everyone they've sold to and the postcodes of everyone they've sold to.
That's insane.
Oh, man.
That's
Where
insane.
did that come from? Who sent that?
Well, they're trying to, I don't know, be Big Brother.
Nah, I think
what a waste of energy for them, and a waste of energy for all of the bureaucrats involved. Like, this is our tax money that is paying these bureaucrats to run around doing crap like that is adding no value to anyone's life.
No value.
Just, makes me sick.
Yeah. You want to see the red one now?
Yeah.
You get the red one out. Actually, I bought 2 red ones. Red's my favorite color, so I bought one for myself.
Nice. Nice.
So there's the red mug.
Yep.
Got the logo on both sides. Don't know what the volume on these things are, but they're pretty darn big. I reckon they must be about 300, 350 mils in that ballpark.
America.
That's an American cup of Joe.
Yeah, America. That's an American cup of bourbon. Half a bottle.
That's the red one. I reckon I paid more in shipping to get the stuff out here than I did in the cost of the goods.
Did they try and tax you on the way to the ashtrays?
No, well, there was no tobacco in their shipment, so...
Okay, yeah.
The red cutter.
Yeah, come on, give me a set of poker chips in that design. Like, far out. That's awesome. That's nice.
It is. Comes in a nice little box, so it's been well thought, well presented. But I'll send an email to the sales manager and suggest that they considered making branded poker chips. See what they say.
Branded poker night accessories. I reckon, or even branded chip protectors for people that play poker to have a Perdomo branded chip protector. I'd go for that.
Yeah. That looks nice.
Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's a statement piece for the middle of the table.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. I don't know, Mr. Stu. According to Omar, I'm a bit feminine for that.
A bit.
I think they need to be small enough that I can pick them up and hold them with my pinky extended. You know, I got to be able to hold them. You know, delicately, daintily.
Gorgeous.
Polystyrene everywhere now.
And suddenly you're getting polystyrene flavor notes. The aroma is very plasticky.
Hey, what? That's pretty impressive. For all that time I was fiddling around pulling that stuff out and putting it back in, and I'm still lit.
Yeah. No, they're a beautiful construction. Mine's leaning a little to the right.
Better than leaning to the left, I can tell you.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, all right. It's winning me over. It's just quietly winning me over. The burn time on this is going to be mega.
The reason you're finding it snug because it's very tightly packed.
Yeah.
That's close to that.
Yeah.
tell you what, having left it sit for so long has really mellowed out that flavor profile. It's just given it a real soft, smooth, mellow note to it.
Yeah, nice.
Actually, I learned something interesting the other day. The different leaves of the tobacco plant burn at different speeds, and so depending on which particular tobacco leaf is in it will determine the speed of the burn. And often the primings that are at the top of the plant are often a lot thicker because they get a lot more sunlight.
Right.
And so often, like the Ligero, it will burn at a slower speed, and they'll often put the Ligero in the center of the cigar. So when I said that, when you smoke too fast, you get that little pointy cone. Well, it actually makes sense, because what's actually happening is you're burning the tobacco on the outside faster than what the tobacco in the center of the cigar can actually burn.
Wants to burn.
Rather than at an equal speed. And that's why you end up with that little pointiness if you are trying to burn a cigar a little bit too fast, but especially if it's got some Ligero in the middle. So it was just nice to actually, get some rational reasoning as to why that happens.
Yeah. Picking up some notes of dark chocolate.
Yeah. Certainly. There's some
a bit of that 100% chocolate kind of sort of tone. Tastes a lot like that time I licked Omar's face.
You still remember it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I haven't washed my tongue since.
Good.
I think you're going for the record number of rings on a single show.
It's a good cigar. It's flattering me. It's making me look good, and that's not easy to do. Let's be honest.
I argue it hasn't happened yet, so let's be optimistic.
Oh, aren't you charming?
Super charming.
Stu says he's got some 90%. I'm guessing that would probably be lint, more than likely.
Right, like belly button lint or like toe jam?
Well, you have to ask Stu that one.
Yeah. I find the toe jam has a lot more flavor.
You reckon, huh?
I'm a connoisseur.
You are indeed.
With emphasis on the con.
And not much of the sir?
None of it.
Not at all.
Yeah. Or as I like to call it, I'm a connoisseur.
That's so bad.
Daniel, that's why you're not invited back on the show.
A little bit metallicness, some form of, don't know what it is.
It's probably a stroke.
Could be.
Yeah, I think I can detect what you're talking about. For me, it's coming off a little different. I'm getting like a vegetable, like a cabbage. If I breathe in just the clean air going over the tongue, I'm getting almost like a cabbagey kind of a taste.
It's got a couple of big transitions already.
Not as big a transition as Topher made.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I still won the Ash challenge.
Yeah, you have, of course. James, do you think you will win it?
No, I knocked it off when I was putting it on the cup.
Yeah, it's between you and me, Omar.
It's on.
And you're going down.
Sure.
Mind you, experience is on Omar's side.
Listen, I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
Omar probably smokes more cigars in a week than you've owned in your life.
That's probably fair. And I've actually really started smoking cigars a lot less in the last sort of 6 months, partly financial, but also just I ran out and I didn't replenish for a while there. So I'm really actually having a renewed appreciation for the experience, the ritual. I've kind of missed the ritual of the cigars a little bit. And so something like this that's burning just so exceptionally slowly and so fuss-free. I mean, none of us have made any comments about wonky burn, about any kind of veins affecting it, nothing. It's just perfect. All right. Time to have a bit more of my murderous concoction.
Give you back your BB bounce.
Oh, my BB bitter. Oh, wow. You love it. Oh, puts hairs on your chest. I might get a second one sometime.
Why not?
Why not?
Then you see the way Toph is trying to hold this cigar to keep
What,
the
with respect? Yeah. So 6 years they age this tobacco before it gets put into the cigar form. And then from what you sent through, Damo, depending on which wrapper it is, it spends a different amount of time in the barrel bourbon, in the bourbon barrels, sorry, for aging. I think it was 10 months for the Sungrown, I think it was.
Yep.
And then they make the cigar.
Definitely a cigar that would incredibly improve sitting in my humidor for a couple of years. Actually, that being said, I think I've got some of them.
Oh, no!
What happened?
That happened. And I had this sitting here to catch it, and guess what?
You missed it.
Didn't catch it.
James, look at the ash. How perfect is it?
Well, all I can say is when I knocked mine off, look where I knocked mine.
All right. I didn't win the Ash Challenge.
Again.
Again. Hey, a guy's got to have a dream, right? I can dream that one day I will win the Ash Challenge.
I would disagree with the guy part.
But not with the dream, right? Don't crush my dreams.
Nah, dream is dream.
Thank you.
You're allowed to have a dream.
Did we get a response from Cos if he's enjoying a cigar with us?
I didn't see one, actually. Yes, Mr. Stu, I did let you down. Daniel. Wow. Just, what is this? Like, just because I miss a month, everyone just comes here with knives out?
Yep.
Wow.
You let us all down last month.
Well, it just shows how much you guys love me. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
We told them you're getting in contact with your feminine side.
Oh, I was.
You're getting a back crack and sack wax.
I think Damo is struggling. He never lost touch. He's always there.
So I'm going to get to your question, Tony, in just a second because it's a good question. But let me address last month. So my wife had won a double pass to the Peninsula Springs, the hot springs. And so we went down there and we had a package that had dinner, excuse me, and like a 1 hour long massage thing and all the rest of it. All good. So we're jumping between the different pools and they're different temperatures, and it is a freezing cold night. I mean, it is properly cold. You get out of one pool and you have to walk a bit of a way up or down some stairs or whatever to get to each pool. They're all kind of separated from each other. It's quite a nice setup. It'd be beautiful on a warm evening. It'd be beautiful. But it was freezing cold, and we would be shivering by the time we arrived at the next pool that we were going to get into. And if we wanted to go to another particular pool that was a long way away, we would get into a different random pool halfway in between just to warm back up again. It was that cold. And there were very few people there for that reason. And so we got talking to some of the staff, and at one point there was a bit of a security incident, and all of a sudden there were, one or two of the staff members and a few designated security people with vests on and everything, and they all sort of gathered next to the main building that we could see sort of through the trees. And then they all spread out and they were looking for people, and then obviously one of them found them because they all gathered again. They went and they kicked these guys out, these two guys. And I recognized them. They'd been in the restaurant when we had dinner, and they were obnoxious and loud and freaking annoying, and weren't really paying any attention to each other at all. They were on their phones. One of them had a very loud phone call sitting there in the restaurant around us, and it's like they were together. They looked like a complete mismatch. One looked like he could have been your younger brother, Omar, and the other one was bogan Aussie. And it was just weird. The whole thing was weird. But anyway, whatever. People's business is their own business. So they're the ones that got thrown out. And we got talking to the security afterwards, and eventually, worked up a bit of a rapport. And I finally said, "Oh, what was the deal with that?" And he went and he launched into this long sort of, not diatribe, but this long, we get this all the time. It's got to be every 2 weeks or so we have to do this, and they never come back, but there's always somebody else. A couple of weeks, there's always somebody. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, mate, but I didn't say that. I just let him talk. Turns out they have a really, really big issue there with being a meetup point for gay couples. And they will just organize the date online. They will have never met each other, and they'll just show up, have dinner, and then head out to the pools and try and find a nice secluded pool somewhere. And I got to say, that did take the shine off the experience just a little bit. I looked at the pools a little differently after that.
Oh, man. That's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it got to tell you, it takes the shine off. I'm not going to lie. To Tony's question, Topher, have you noticed any benefits of abstaining from alcohol and the cleansing tonic? Well, I haven't had a drink now since February, an alcoholic drink since February. And I don't know how much longer I'll go, at least another couple of months, but we'll see. I've had the worst headaches of my life since I stopped drinking. Now, I've had migraines from time to time. I had a period of time there for about a month where I was getting a migraine a week or 2 migraines a week, and they were proper head under the pillow, go to sleep for 6 to 8 hours kind of migraines. So this idea that you're going to feel better and have more energy and everything if you abstain from alcohol, no, I don't think so. And the cleansing tonics, this is what I found is if you eliminate all of the toxins, if you just get rid of dairy, get rid of alcohol, try and sleep for more hours, don't go out at night, and eat really sort of healthy food, staying away from all the junk food and everything else. And then you add these sorts of drinks, then you can eliminate whatever pleasure and joy you had left. And that's kind of where I'm at now is I'm kind of playing a game with myself now. Is there anything else left that's fun that I can just get rid of as well? And just see if I can, I don't know, I'll become a vegan next, I think is the next step.
Wow. What a rant.
Well, Stu was telling me he's into veganism. He only eats vegans.
That's right. He's not a vegan, but his food is. I have lost a little bit of weight. Thank you.
You still have like 4 chins. I don't know what you're talking about.
6, thank you very much.
That's no problems.
Yeah. No, I have. I'm starting to get cheekbones back, just slowly. Yeah, I'm not doing anything fast, but I'm starting to actually have a little bit of cheekbone, which is nice.
That's good. That's very good.
You always were cheeky.
You know it. Now I've got the bones to prove it. But I've got to say, not drinking alcohol hasn't done me any harm. But, you know, there are people that talk about, I got off alcohol and then 2 months later I had energy and this and that and blah, blah, blah. What's it been now for me? 5 months? 4 or 5 months. I can't say that I'm really noticing a difference in terms of my energy levels. But, you know, maybe it'll be in month 6. It was such a dad joke, I missed it. There you go. I guess you had to be there.
Dad. You're licensed to tell all the bad jokes.
See, I'm not just a dad. I'm also a pastor's kid. That's why my jokes are so bad.
Yeah, just bad, period.
Well, I'm into the middle third now. And I'm going to say it's pretty much just going steady for me. It's not a dramatic change in this middle third. It is getting a little bit more vegetative. I'd say the spice is gone. The flavor has moved. The impact of the flavor has moved from the roof of the mouth down onto the tongue.
Yep.
And I'm getting a lot of vegetable.
Yeah, very earthy, vegetative. So, I mean, sweetness is there, but it's not as prominent as it was at the beginning.
Band came off absolutely flawlessly.
Mr. Stu had the same experience. Yeah, I mean, if this was any more vegetable, it'd be licking the windows.
Speaking from experience there, I'm guessing.
Well done keeping a straight face there, Damo. I know you didn't want to.
This is very good.
It's getting better. It's growing on me. Growing on me.
Speaking of economics of it, this cigar will last you a long time, man. This boy will last you a long time. Serious. I reckon I could do 2 hours with that. Easily 2 hours. I would
give it to Damo. It'll last about 6 years in his humidor before he remembers he even has it.
Yeah, I know. I wish we all had those problems.
I've been trying to work out how old the ones that I've actually got in there are, and I bought them before Cigar Professor started, before COVID.
Yeah, right.
So probably maybe 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're so old that Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't even want to date him anymore.
that's right.
Well, I'm glad someone found a good use for the bourbon barrels because, let's be honest, the bourbon itself isn't that great. But at least they gave us this.
Yep. Just trying to remember back to last month how this compares to last month's cigar.
I would say very different. That was a
Yeah.
completely different cigar. Very different cigar.
Sort of just trying to pick out what the differences are and what the similarities are.
Well, I could light my one up if you want. I'll do a back to back. We'll be here until midnight.
You could just have them both going at the same time.
Because that won't ruin the flavor profile. And
Not
me
at
doing
all.
this on camera won't end up being screenshot by somebody and used for nefarious purposes.
Never.
Never.
Daniel wants a whiskey barrel cigar. Actually, which was it? One of the other brands did a Diesel, did a sherry barrel cigar.
Mm.
I actually got a box of 10 of those, but had the misfortune that the few that I've tried have been a bit on the very tight draw side, so haven't got quite the flavour profiles anticipating.
Now,
but they do have a nice smell to them.
Mr. Stew must have missed the start of the show. Do you want to tell us a little bit about some of these decorations around you there, Damo? Oh,
yes, I have. It was all in the guys are trying to get the lighting to work correctly. But I've got Charles Spurgeon there with one of his famous quotes that he preached from the pulpit in the United Kingdom, that he said he was going to go home and smoke a cigar to the glory of God. I've got a picture of Winston Churchill. It's quite a famous photo. This one's actually an artistic repainting of that photo of him standing there holding a Tommy gun and a cigar in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll move my head. We've got the tobacco flowering and the anatomy of a tobacco plant. Down below there is a cigar getting rolled. As you can see, the Cigar Professor logo, you can't quite see, but below that I've also got the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust logo. And then on this side here is just a picture of a sort of like a sunset and a guy carrying a bale of tobacco leaf that's just been picked across the tobacco field. So, yes.
Very nice. Very sophisticated.
Bit of a theme going there.
Well, in comparison, my background's very vulgar because it's all about me.
Mm-hmm.
But that is on brand for me, so, makes sense.
You're not even wearing one of your own shirts tonight, are you?
Excuse me?
Oh, there we go. Yep. Doesn't have anything on the front, though. Oh, it's on the back. That's the better side. You should just turn around. Here. There we go. There we go. Wow, our ratings just went up. Oh, look at them. They're going up. They're going up. They're going up. They're going up.
I can lean back on the chair now, too. It works for all of us.
Mr. Shoe says you got rid of your ducks, Omar.
Yeah. Calm down. Got to rearrange my garage soon. I'm just being lazy, man.
You're in your garage tonight, are you?
No, I'm outside, dude, and it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
I've been outside for a while.
So how's the new
Omar?
Where Omar is?
Sorry?
Is it raining where you are?
Yes, sir. It's raining.
Okay.
Definitely raining.
Yeah, you guys are getting a bit of that for the rest of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. About a week worth of rain, I think, a forecast ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the new studio working out for you, Damo? You all rigged to be able to smoke in there without setting off the alarms?
Without setting off the alarms, yes. Ventilation is still a bit of an issue, though. The exhaust fan in the factory, it's a common exhaust system that all the exhaust fans go into one central duct up to the roof.
Yeah,
and I'm at the end of it all, so I get the lowest level of suction. So I need to work on something to do with some sort of booster on it or something like that. But I've got to be careful. If I blow the smoke out of here too hard, I could actually then push it into other people's factories. So, and not everybody got thermal alarms in their their factory like I do. Some of them have still got smoke alarms. So the last thing I need to do is punch the smoke into their factories and set the alarms off there. So
I could see that causing some problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some very big bills and a lot of questions.
Yes. Also considering that the Strata want to charge the $1,700 fire brigade call out to whichever factory triggers the alarm if it's a false alarm.
Yeah. Yeah. I worked at an electronics store, Clive Peters, for those that are down in Melbourne. They existed for a while. It was my first full-time job, and I was on the floor selling, and I wasn't very good at it. But anyway, I was there. They had a break room, very, very tight little room, not big enough for all of us. And they had, because they had all the electronic gadgets there, that's what we sold, they had a dim sim steamer. And for some unknown reason, they stuck with this old dim sim steamer when we had new ones on the shelf that had automatic cutoff if they ran out of water. Did they get a new one off the shelf, write it off as damaged stock and put it into the break room? No, they stuck with the old one. And so one day the smoke alarms go off, the whole building gets evacuated, the fire brigade comes, and sure enough, the dim sim steamer in the break room has run out of water and started smoking everywhere. And so they got charged a lot of money because that's considered irresponsible. Basically, it's not a good reason for a call out. And you would think they would have learned, but they didn't. They just put notices up, they put a sticky tape on a laminated piece of paper to tell us all to check the water. 2 weeks later, what happens? Same exact thing.
Exactly.
And so then what they did was they got rid of the dim sim steamer and said, no more dim sims, no more dim sim steamer, which upset a lot of the more Vietnamese and other sort of groups that were making good use of it. And we all would just walk past the dim sim steamers on the shelf that were like at cost price was probably $20 and would have been perfect and saved them literally thousands of dollars on 2 separate call outs. But no, apparently couldn't do that.
Oh, wow.
I believe those were the most expensive dim sims in the world. Yeah, I've heard of these in-room purifiers that that are supposed to be pretty good, where they draw the air in and then vent it back into the same room, having purified them on the way. I don't know how they work or how well they work, but something like that might be something to look at.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of those in this room.
All right, okay.
They cut the ambient smoke down, definitely. But
Okay.
now that I'm much smaller factory than what I used to be, I've gone from a factory with 9-meter high ceilings and 350 square meters to just on 100 square meters with 3-meter high ceilings. So a substantial drop in volume.
Yeah, you're at less than 10% of the volume. Yeah.
So now in my other factory, I could smoke a cigar the next day. You wouldn't smell it. Now, because of the close proximity of, Hessian bags and cardboard boxes and all that sort of stuff, the smell of the cigar actually permeates the stuff around here now. So the smell hangs around for about 2 weeks after a cigar's been smoked.
Yeah, right.
So,
not ideal.
No, so if I can get the ventilation upped a bit, what I really need is just to get a negative pressure flow in here. The exhaust vent is only about 2 meters in that direction from where I am, but there's not enough draft. There's actually a positive pressure vent in that direction from me, about 5 meters away, but you can't actually feel any cross flow in here because that is also the end of the line for the inflow, which is on a common fan as well. So I'm the last on the inflow and the last on the outflow, and I get the worst of both.
And you got the dregs. Yeah.
I get the dregs. But that being said, I'm on the southeastern corner of the complex on the ground floor of a 3-story complex. And basically it's the most temperature stable, coolest, whitest, no traffic comes up. The only traffic that comes past my next door neighbor is anyone coming to me. So I don't get any annoying traffic. So it's a good spot.
Nice. And you don't have the option of like that garage door open thing that you did at the old place?
If I open the garage door, unfortunately, there has to be, by law, smoke alarms in the car park because it's an underground car park.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Doesn't actually have open sides to like a shopping center car park, and because of that, smoke alarms in there. So
that's annoying. And they're not thermal,
and it does have carbon monoxide alarms in there as well. So if someone leaves their engine running it for too long, it will trigger off as well.
They're just stealing all of your fun.
That's all right.
Damo, if there's one thing I know about you, it's that you'll find a way.
You'll find a way.
When my crypto goes moon high and become the next equivalent of a Bitcoin millionaire, I'll buy my own factory with a beautiful balcony up on the top floor, and
sounds nice.
Have a proper cigar area, indoor and outdoor cigar area. And I won't be part of a body corporate; it will be all mine.
All yours. Yep.
Oh yes, body corporates are a nightmare.
So I don't know. Is this a compliment or is this not? How does this strike you, Damo? Let's just review. Let's review Omar's looks. Is it a compliment or an insult to be told that you look like ZZ Top?
I don't know.
I don't think the beard's quite.
I think it's not as white as is, and it's more thicker. Mine. I
think Stu looks more like ZZ Top, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think ZZ Top would probably be very offended by the comparison.
Yeah.
An older guy.
Actually, I toured with ZZ Top years ago.
Yeah, right.
Really?
You were doing his fireworks,
they were the lead act for Guns N' Roses.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
The warm-up act.
The warm-up act, yeah.
Well, I think, Daniel, I know the area you live in. I think that's what's called a shootout, not a fireworks display. Up in your area.
Truth be known, when my fireworks crew have been out in the middle of nowhere getting up to mischief, they've had shootouts with fireworks.
Well, what do they say? It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye, and then there's only one game. Find that eye.
That's right. I just sit on the sideline and just say, don't shoot your eyes out. Go and have fun.
The way it ought to be.
And if anyone gets hurt, I was never here.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, David Lyon, join the chat. What do we think of this cigar?
Well, I have really been enjoying it. It's one of those cigars that I think this is, if you want a cigar that you occupied with doing something else, talking with friends, playing golf, working on something, you just want a cigar that you don't need to think about, don't want to think about, it's definitely the cigar that fits that category.
I will say this is building in exactly the way at the outset I said, look, bit mild, it's lovely. The flavor's nice, but doesn't have a lot of character, and I want it to build. It is building exactly the way I said I wanted it to. It's got, again, it's not pronounced any one thing over another, but it is definitely picking up some boldness, and it's beginning to have that hint. We talked before about cigars that taste like a cigar should taste. Like this is the cigar that a cigar would smoke if a cigar could smoke cigars. And it's heading in that direction. It's actually becoming quite a satisfying flavor profile.
Well, I'm glad you're liking it because it is really a good cigar.
Well, I do have to ask, David, what was more important than us? What was so important that you couldn't show up?
I know.
For the first hour of the show. I mean, I'm a bit offended, I mean, being offended is all the rage at the moment. I just thought I'd join in. I'm offended. Well,
clearly you have all the rights because you've never, missed a show. And how dare David do that? It's just not on.
That's right.
Yeah.
How dare you disrespect the show? I would never do a thing like that.
Well, since we've got Mr. Lionhelm on the show, I'm going to throw some stuff out there which maybe he could answer. Maybe not, but I'm sort of calling upon his parliamentary expertise. I was just looking at what were the laws that dictate tobacco tax And we know that illicit tobacco is regulated not by the police under any form of criminal law, but it's actually under tax law.
Yeah.
And so there are a couple of acts that control it. There's the Excise Tariff Act of 1921, and there's also the Excise Act of 1901. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. The definition of tobacco, so every act will have a list of definitions, so that when you read something in the act, you know what it's referring to.
Sure.
So in the Excise Tariff Act 1921, it says, and I quote, tobacco means tobacco leaf subjected to any process other than curing the leaf as stripped from the plant. So
Interesting.
So reading that, I'm thinking, so if it is leaf stripped from the plant, then the Excise Tariff Act is not applicable. But there's multiple acts that all revolve around this. So I went to the Excise Tobacco Act 1901. It says this. It doesn't give a definition like that, but it says this under Section 68. Tobacco not manufactured in certain circumstances, no person shall be deemed to have manufacture merely because he or she cures tobacco leaf as stripped from the plant so as to convert it into leaf tobacco.
Interesting. So chop.
I'm a bit bewildered, because if growing tobacco, any form of tobacco, all tobacco has to be taxed, everything is illegal and wrong and immoral and whatever the hell the government thinks.
Right.
I'm a bit confused by those two definitions in the Act.
So that's interesting. The lawyers would love this, because they'd make a fortune arguing about this in court and take all of our money. But would the other side, would the government try and argue that the process of rolling it into a cigar is a process, and being a process that is other than stripping from the plant and curing, that it then, was the moment you roll it into a cigar, the excise would then apply?
Well, I don't know, but David Leinhelm's just said there must be more legislation. It's illegal to grow it. And I don't disagree with him, because if you actually go to the Taxation Department's website, it actually says that, but it doesn't refer it to a specific piece of act or a specific subsection. So that's when I actually started looking for what acts empower the Taxation Department under it, and started digging through it. And so I can find references to the requirements for excise on manufactured tobacco products and commercial tobacco products, but it seems as though there's this little nuance there. Now, the other interesting thing is when you actually go to look at the penalties, they actually brought in some legislation a few years ago about illicit tobacco.
Right.
There is no penalty for less than 2 kilos of tobacco.
Interesting.
So there's a penalty for 2 to, I can't remember the numbers, but it's like, say, 2 to 10 kilos, or 2 to 5 kilos, and 5 to 10, and 10 to 100 kilos, and 100 to 500 kilos, and over 500 kilos. But there is no penalty listed for less than 2 kilos.
Yeah,
why is that so? So I'm a bit bewildered. Like, if growing a plant for your own personal use to cure it is illegal, then why do those definitions exist, and why is there no penalty for quantities less than 2 kilos?
Yeah. So do you have any idea off the top of your head how many kilos you would get off a single plant?
I've never grown one, and I've never had the privilege of seeing one in person, so I don't know. Yeah. But definitely when it dries, it'd be a lot less than when it's wet.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about a tobacco leaf. If you got 20 leaves off a single plant, which I've no idea, I don't know how many they get, but if you got 20 leaves off a single plant, I still can't imagine that adding up to 2 kilos. I can't imagine there's 100 grams in each leaf.
There's probably about 16 leaves on a plant that you'd pick, probably. I'm looking at the picture I got behind me.
Yeah, I can't imagine that adding up to 2 kilos.
No. Once dried, they're probably 50 grams a leaf at most.
Oh, yeah.
Probably less.
Interesting.
It'd probably be half a kilo per plant.
Well, I'm not going to be the test case. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to be the one that sticks my neck out to get dragged through the courts to fight a $2 million high court case over the definition of over whether or not a single tobacco plant falls under the Tobacco Excise Act. It would be fun if I was a billionaire. If I was a billionaire, I would pay somebody to grow a plant and run a test case. But I'm not a billionaire, so.
Yeah.
Well, once the dollar crashes to nothing,
we'll all be billionaires.
We'll all be billionaires, and then I can afford to do it.
No, honestly, the government hasn't done its job right until we're all trillionaires. Until we're in Zimbabwe levels, I'm sorry, they're only half-assing it.
Well, they're trying.
Yeah, they're trying hard.
I'll send you an email, David, with the documents I found and the links to the government information on the website that I was reading.
So if tobacco excise is going to keep going up, then does that make cigars actually like a form of hedging against inflation? Because not only are they going to hold their value against the dollar as the dollar falls, but actually as the tobacco excise keeps going up, then their value on the market actually goes up the longer you hold them. So, I mean, forget Bitcoin. We should all just invest in cigars.
Absolutely.
And I'll
keep Omar away from them.
Yeah, I'll smoke them for you. David had a question for me if I had cold. I don't know what made David ask that, but so far so good.
He won't now. The cigar will cure him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think viruses take one look at Omar and they're like, mate, if that many cigars haven't killed him, then we've got no chance. They leave him alone.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I debated it with a bunch of humans I know in the medical profession. I don't believe in viruses because I don't think they exist. There's no peer-reviewed journal that stipulates that. No one has ever claimed to see a living virus. I've only spent 25 years in biology and traditional medicine, and I've never seen an evidence someone saying that. So there you go. Take it
there
as
you go. I have heard that. I haven't looked into it. I've heard the theory. I don't have an opinion on it, but I've heard it.
Well, just to correct you about science or medical science, it is not a theory. It is basically not agreeing to a theory, which itself doesn't make it a theory.
Sure.
Well, with a government that likes to let you identify anything with anyone and anything as anyone and anything as anything, you could identify your tobacco plant as anything else. Heck, I mean, people have married bridges in recent years. So somebody could marry their tobacco plant and say, and it's not a tobacco plant, it's my spouse.
I like it. That would be a messy divorce, though. It'd go up in flames.
It's my freaking mate that I'm about to smoke.
Sorry, Omar, I couldn't hear you over the sound of Damo laughing.
I said it's my freaking mate that I'm about to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make it cannibalism, though?
Absolutely.
No, because you're only sucking.
True.
Yeah, that's also true.
I mean, we know that's not illegal anymore, so, you know.
It never was. Depends who the person is.
Look, I think the biggest regret that we've got is, look, the Aboriginal people definitely have quite a colourful history. We just need to find the right tribe that can prove that they were smoking tobacco.
No, they don't have to prove anything. They just have to claim it.
Well, that's all we need.
Yeah,
we just need to claim
true.
they were cultivating and smoking tobacco, and it's a traditional thing.
Okay,
well,
now that's a project I could get behind.
What we should do is actually get a crop duster loaded with tobacco seed and crop dust over the top end and see it's an Australian native plant.
Yep.
Oh, man, this is good.
We're solving all the world's problems.
Yeah. Well, tobacco related.
Yeah, yeah.
I did have the idea once of getting a crop duster and loading it up with marijuana seed and just flying over a capital city, and just dumping speed over the whole city.
Well, you can graft hops onto a marijuana plant and have it be legal. Can you graft tobacco? Says Mr. Stew. I didn't know you could graft hops onto a marijuana plant.
Well, that'd be interesting.
It would be, right? Where are we at with the smoke, boys? It's
going well.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
It is it is smoking so much slower than last month's cigar.
It's just so easy, so effortless. I've had a slight imperfection in the burn. You can see it in the dark spot there. That's left me with a slightly wonky burn, but honestly, well within. I'm not even thinking about having to touch it up. It's just beautiful, and the flavor profile now. This is a really good cigar.
Yeah, I would say this about this cigar, but compared to the brother or sister of this, the Connecticut wrapper, we were smoking it and we were appreciating the smoke it was producing and complexity of it, but it was still a milder, enjoyable pass for a beginner cigar. This is a man cigar. This is a cigar for a seasoned smoker that, and makes it their hobby or whatever you want to call that. It is a serious cigar, and I'm absolutely enjoying it.
Actually, I see Daniel's comment there. He says 2 kilos on a single plant. There's actually a strain of tobacco. So most tobacco plants grow about as tall as a man at fully grown, 5 to 6 foot. There is a tobacco plant called the elephant tobacco, and from what I have read, it can grow up to 14 to 18 foot tall.
Wow.
And it has mammoth leaves. Hence the name. It's actually not used commercially because it has a very low nicotine content.
Sure.
But when it is used, it's actually used as a bland filler to bulk out stronger tobacco.
So that does actually, I've never asked myself this question before, but the woody, the massive, massive cigar, obviously they've got a lot of different leaves involved in the wrapper. Do they have to glue them together, or is there a way of actually just wrapping it where it is still just pure tobacco?
I've never seen how one's been made. It'd be very interesting to find out about that. Actually, Cigars Daily is showcased the woody on their show a few times on YouTube. They like to do a lot of go and see how tobacco's grown and made and stuff like that, and meeting with manufacturers and quizzing them. Could be worth submitting a viewer question to them and just say, can you find out how they make the woody?
Yeah.
See what they can.
I mean, that's got to be one big wrapper if it's all out of one leaf.
Interesting comment from David.
I can't comment because I haven't had mine yet.
I told you how to fix that.
Look, with me not smoking as many cigars,
take my advice.
If I try and do 2 of this size cigar in one night, I dread to think that the effect that would have on me. My body is no longer conditioned.
Actually, that's another interesting thought. Is tobacco deemed only tobacco because of its nicotine content? Would they tax a cultivar that didn't have nicotine, or if you hybridized it with another plant that wasn't tobacco?
Yeah.
Would that still be deemed tobacco at that point?
Don't know.
Just going off what Stu said earlier.
Yeah. So I cut my cigar the second time and it split the wrapper. Now it has delaminated. It sounds like it's cigar glue to the rescue.
He's
got some of that. I gave him some the other day.
Sounds like another user error.
Definitely user error. He's not used to handling dainty little things after those photos he's been sending.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I tell you what, I've sticky taped one of those photos to the inside of my my bathroom door.
Nice.
I'm just amazed at how many rings you've blown on this show tonight.
It's just
I've
a good
lost
quality
count.
cigar. Yeah, it's just a good quality cigar.
Very
That's how I judge
accidental.
my cigars. Sorry?
Very accidental cigar.
Well, I'm getting down to the final third now.
Yeah.
It's definitely gotten bolder. There's a little bit of nicotine, not a lot, but there's a little bit there. But the flavor profile now, this is gorgeous. I'm loving the way that this is developed. A little bit of pepper now that the ash fell a second time. A little bit of pepper kicked in on tip of the tongue, bit of white pepper.
He's coming back to
There are
the
more
prom.
rings in that cigar than were in the hot tubs you were in the last month.
Don't remind me. I will never. I won't be back there. I don't think I'll go back to any commercial spa place now that I know that they're a. Oh, have you seen season 4 of Clarkson's Farm?
No.
Okay, he buys a pub, and the pub was known, and must be the English vernacular because I'd never heard of this expression before, but it was a known dogging site where they had public toilets there that were a meetup, and they had to take some measures to try and stop that from continuing once they took ownership. And yes, it would appear that the Peninsula Springs and probably all such similar venues are the Australian equivalent.
Right.
Sites. Boy.
Smoke production remains really, really strong.
Makes me wonder whether the Maduro is going to burn even slower than this.
Now, there was a question.
Slow burns.
Yeah. There was a question earlier about whether you could give us any spoilers on next pack.
Yeah, Tony said.
I will probably do that next month on the basis that I know the selection of cigars I've got for the next 3 packs. I just haven't decided what we're going to put in the next pack itself. So
yeah, fair enough.
I keep mixing and matching and toying around what we could do. I'm just having a look at the list that we've got. I am toying. It won't be the next pack, but in the future, I'm toying with another Perdomo pack.
Oh, okay.
Because we did do the Habano Barrel Aged Connecticut, and that's why I've redone this pack so we could do the Connecticut Sungrown and Maduro. Now, one of the other Perdomos that we did a long, long time ago, back in pack 1 or pack 3, I think it was the Lot 23.
Beautiful cigar. I rated that.
I'm debating whether we do a revisit of the 23 and then also carry on into the Sungrown and Maduro. So that's something that may happen in the future, but I haven't got all the stock for that. So that definitely won't be the next pack. I have got some other firecrackers that we haven't had yet that have been sitting in my custody for a few years.
You've been holding out on us.
Yeah, no, not the ones that we've done so far. So I've got some other firecrackers there, but I may still just have enough Perdomo firecrackers in my own personal stash that I might be willing to contribute.
Wow.
I won't mention how many boxes of them I still got left, but I was looking at me. Dirty look there. Every time I put the Perdomo firecrackers in a pack, he gives me a dirty look.
Because you keep telling him you've run out.
I haven't told him I've run out.
Nah.
So
He's an honest man.
Yeah, look, I've got some interesting cigars there. I'll just have to sit down and work out which combination to put in the pack. Unfortunately, I kept the prices the same this month, even though I paid the exorbitant $1,158 to get my tobacco license renewed. It hasn't been issued to me yet, but the rules were you had 7 days to apply for your new license. If you didn't, you had to cease trading immediately and couldn't trade until you got your new license. But if you did apply for it immediately, you could continue trading under your old license until a ruling was given. I mean, look, heck, if they don't give me a license, we're all over Red Rover.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
But unfortunately, the cost of licensing is going to add to about $1 to $2 per cigar additional cost. Yeah. So next month, the cost of the pack will go from $197 to just over $200 just to cover the increased license fees.
Madness.
Unfortunately, I can't avoid that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And the other downside is on the 1st of September, the tobacco tax is scheduled to go up another 6.25%. So any more cigars that are brought in will have another 6.25% on the tobacco tax. Don't forget they add the GST on top of the tobacco tax because, of course, they like to tax a tax. Mm-hmm. So I am estimating that the new tobacco tax will be up around, this is not exact, but somewhere in the ballpark of $2,530 a kilo as of September 1.
So big announcement, guys. As of the next pack after September, we're going to be serving crack cocaine instead of cigars because it's cheaper.
Yep. Cocaine and marijuana.
Together.
Yep. With all the tobacco crime going on at the moment, it'd probably be less competition in it as well.
Well, this is what's insane about this new licensing stuff is they're saying we've got a problem with illegal tobacco, so let's make it harder for the legal guys who are paying the taxes and doing all the right things to operate. Like, this is classic government. There's a problem over there. Let's hurt the people that aren't the problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same thing they did to the gun laws, right? Exactly same pattern. Same pattern. Same pattern. Same pattern.
It's just so that they can say that they're doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing about the illegal tobacco trade? Oh, well, we've got a new licensing scheme, blah, blah, blah. They can, and most journalists don't look into it. They don't actually care. They just want to file a report and move on to tomorrow's news stories. It just pisses me off. I actually haven't done a story on the new tobacco taxes specifically because of my involvement in the Cigar Professor. I'm a little bit apprehensive about covering the tobacco stuff any more than I already have, which is just in very general terms, for fear that they're going to try and ping me for, trying to promote the product or anything like that. I mean, they've got all these convoluted rules around advertising and marketing and everything else. And you're just like, I can't afford the lawsuit to prove that I didn't break their laws. So in a sense, I just kind of have to,
I find it quite what I've since learned is just about every state. I don't know about Northern Territory, but I do know every other state has basically implemented a tobacco license fee of between $1,000 and $2,000 a year. I think Victoria is $1,400 or $1,600 a year. It seems to be that it's been pressure put on them from the federal government to do that.
Yeah.
What I thought it was very brave of Mins to come out in New South Wales and say,
yes,
the government's causing the problem, that they need to back down on this. And yet the bugger was the one that signed off on bloody upping the tobacco fees to the licensed outlets. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just lip service, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
just trying to buy more conservative votes for himself. And
yeah, but I think you're right. I think it's pressure coming from the federal level being applied to the states.
what I find is quite refreshing in America is if you are growing tobacco for your own family use and private use, you can just grow whatever you want.
Yeah.
Which I think is
So
fantastic.
I'm working on a video right now. I don't know if you would have seen it a week ago. The US Department of Energy put out a new study into the impact of CO2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a video on that now because honestly, I read it and I had the biggest grin on my face. It's 151 pages. And the co-authors, there were 5 authors. Dr. Judith Curry is one of them. Now, she's been a voice of reason all the way through the madness, along with a couple of others whose names escape me right now. But these are the people that have actually been telling the truth all the way through. And finally, they've gotten to say the truth on official government letterhead. So I'm doing a video. I'll be reading out key parts of that report in a video soon. We need a similar thing to happen with tobacco.
The interesting thing is the top third of Australia is in that belt around the planet where tobacco is growing.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason why Australia couldn't actually have a very lucrative tobacco industry as an export.
Yeah. Yep.
And we could do it on a scale that would absolutely generate incredible amounts of revenue for the country. But our politicians are too daft to actually let private industry succeed. And
they wouldn't do it because in order to have it for export, it couldn't be excised. And so therefore they'd have to allow, because it wouldn't be competitive if they excised it. So they'd have to allow tobacco to be grown without the excise, even if it was slated for export. They'd be sitting there going, no, we can't.
Yep. Well,
so do you think they're going to hit you with a similar demand, Damo, to give them a stock take and a list of everything you've bought and everything you've sold?
I don't know. I think what they're doing is issuing the licenses to the biggest players first.
Right.
And then what they're probably hit, they might possibly do that. If they do, I'd have to then start to wonder what my legal obligations under the Privacy Act are.
Yep.
Because effectively they're wanting me to breach the Privacy Act.
Yes, but their attitude will be that's a you problem, not an us problem.
I just get a highfalutin lawyer that writes a nice little contractual exemption for me that says my client is willing to provide this information. As long as you sign this document and give me an exemption, I'll see if we can slide a few other little bits in there as well that are beneficial to us. See if they're silly enough to exempt us.
Exempt us from privacy laws and from tobacco excise going forward.
That's right. That's exactly right. Oh, hey, I've got a signed document here, boys. I don't have to pay on it.
Well, this is beautiful. It's definitely down to the business end now. There's a lot more pepper on the tongue and a little bit on the lip as well. But I'm right down to the, not quite to the nub, but pretty jolly close to it. You still got another hour to go, Omar?
10 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah. It's a genuine hour and a half.
Easy.
Yeah, easy
Probably
hour and a
hour
half.
40.
Yeah. Mm.
That being said about the future pack, to any of our viewers, I'm always looking for suggestions. Doesn't mean that we can necessarily facilitate it, but if any of the viewers have got ideas of cigars that they think should be included in the packs, I'm always, when I'm looking at inventory, what to acquire, what to bring in. So,
Well, I guess if you can get it in before September, then that'll give you a slight advantage.
Yeah, the order to get it in before September would probably have to be in the next week, I'd say, and I'd be getting through it very, very close. Last time I tried to get an order in before the new tax came up, and I'm sure it was deliberate. The bloody shipment got held for inspection by Border Force, and it clocked over the bloody date. And then because it clocked over the date, they got to sting me the extra tax. And I'm sure the only reason it got held there was because they knew it was a few days away from an increased tax amount. So we hold it for a few days, and then we can sting you more tax.
Yeah. It's a different way of thinking, people like that. People who work for the government in those sorts of roles. Very good stick.
Very good stick. Very good stick.
Stu, if you buy some cloud hoppers, don't let Tim know, because you'll be able to hear the sound of him driving at full speed towards your house about half an hour before he gets there.
So that was the was that warped? I think that was warped.
The warped, warped cloud hopper, yeah. They were a good stick.
Very good stick.
There was the cloud hopper. There was the Maestro del Tiempo that we also did as well.
Yep.
Actually, I do have another warped cigar in inventory that we haven't had in a pack yet.
Okay.
So that could possibly be in the next pack. That's a possibility.
Well, guys, I'm gonna put it down. It's just beginning to get some of the more bitter kind of tones through it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this cigar. And so I'm going to put it down and let it go out of its own volition. But that was a beautiful, beautiful stick.
Almost an hour 40 for you.
Yep.
Yeah. And I could have smoked it slower, but I didn't.
You could do 2 hours with it if you want to.
Yeah, if you wanted to, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel probably will get 2 hours out of it, I'm sure.
He'll still be going when we start the next show.
Mine hasn't turned yet, which is quite good.
Yeah.
I've still got a bit left in it. So what other... You've really been upping the ante with your video production work. Every time I jump online, there's more videos of you in my feed.
Yep.
Which is great to see.
I'm trying to make sure the world gets sick of me before the under-16 ban kicks in, and changes the landscape.
What's that?
It's the under 16s ban.
Yeah.
They're requiring age verification for everybody so that they can stop people under 16 years of age from accessing social media. And they promised originally that they would not include YouTube in that, but they've backflipped on that. The Prime Minister announced that yesterday, the day before, that they are in fact going to apply the under 16s ban to YouTube, and which means that we're all going to have to get digital IDs and or work through the arduous process of verifying our age without using a digital ID, which of course they deliberately make very difficult, just to be able to use Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. So that's obviously going to affect my line of work very directly, not only me personally, but also a lot of the people that watch. So got some thinking to do between now and December, which is when that's slated to kick in, about how I pivot. I'm moving towards a membership model on my own website, and that's underway. That's in development right now. But it kind of doesn't defeat the purpose, but the whole focus of what I do is trying to reach new people. I'm not trying to cultivate a crowd of people that already agree with me. I'm trying to reach people that don't yet agree with me and bring them over a little bit. And so access to audience is kind of the point of what I do. So putting it all behind a paywall or into a membership site or something like that kind of defeats the purpose. So I've got some thinking to do about how I try and navigate that. We will see. I'm discussing, I have a team now, which is nice. So I'm discussing that with my team and just trying to figure out what we do. But yes, December is the deadline for that, and that will change my business considerably.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it is what it is.
Well, it'll even affect what we do as well, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. But in the UK, they're talking about banning VPNs, which is hilarious. But what they'll do is they'll make it illegal for ISPs to allow VPN packaged traffic through the ISP. So they won't be able to police it at an individual level, but they'll be able to get the internet service providers to cut you off. I don't know whether Musk is going to have the gumption to turn around and say, right, anyone, we're not going to enforce that on anyone using Starlink, and whether they would then have government licenses revoked to be allowed to provide Starlink into Australia, etc. I don't know. Google have said that if the ban applies to YouTube, they're going to sue. They said that about a week ago. So it remains to be seen whether they follow through on that threat. But yes, it's classic. I'll be doing a video on this as well, where they turned around and said, the Prime Minister said, we're just taking the advice of the e-safety commissioner. So outsourcing, it wasn't my decision. It's the advice of the e-safety commissioner. Of course, the e-safety commissioner that was handpicked and is paid a very, very lovely sum of money by the government to tell them whatever it is that they want to hear. So it's this incestuous kind of model that they've set up where they pay people to tell them what they want to hear so that they can say, oh, that wasn't my idea. That came from somebody else. I'm just listening to the experts.
Independent commission.
Yeah, correct. Who was appointed by the government and is paid by the government. And if they say something the government doesn't want said, they're going to lose their job. But they're independent. You understand. They're independent. Yes, so some troubled waters ahead in my line of work, that's for sure.
Do you really think the 16 would bother you too much regarding your content?
No, it's more the fact that a lot of the people that follow me and do watch my stuff every day aren't going to put themselves through the verification process.
Correct.
So I would lose a huge proportion of my regular viewers, which unfortunately that's revenue, that's ad revenue. So that directly affects my ability to pay my team and pay my bills. We're just working through all of that at the moment and trying to figure out how we navigate. I will be encouraging people to use VPNs. I've actually just signed up today. I've signed up for an affiliate program so that I can encourage people to use. So I've been using ExpressVPN since I went to China about 9 years ago. So I can say to people, hey, I first started using this 9 years ago. I'm very happy with it. It's been very good. I don't like to recommend things that I don't use, and that ticks the box. I use it. So I'll do that, but it remains to be seen what the government does in response to VPN use and whether they follow the UK on that one.
That's going to be very difficult, just thinking from a business perspective, because Amazon Web Services,
yeah,
A lot of people now, a lot of companies actually don't own their computer mainframes anymore. They actually use Amazon's computer servers to run their all their software. You can actually, run all of your business software on their servers in America, and you actually have a connection to your computer system over there. So they're not dumb terminals, but all the office computers are effectively dumb.
Yeah.
They just log into their big mainframe server in America and actually punch all of their
all the data
application data from there. So
yeah,
does that classify as a VPN then? I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? This is a classic thing where politicians are regulating something that they don't understand. They don't even know what it is that they're trying to play with. So yeah, there's a lot of nuances to it and a lot of possible ways it could go. So I'm just watching the news as it comes out, talking about it with my team. I'm going full steam ahead, getting my website completely redeveloped. The plan was always to have my website as a central hub where people who didn't want to be on Facebook or whatever could come to my blog essentially, and it would all be there. The original plan was that they'd be hosted on YouTube and embedded onto the website. I might have to find a different video host because YouTube itself, even if you embed it, you'll have to be logged in YouTube in order for it to know that you're not under 16 and blah, blah, blah. So finding a host that isn't going to play ball, that is going to ignore that requirement to host my videos, or I'm going to actually have to start hosting my own videos on my own server. It'd be hard for them to classify me as social media. So it'd be hard for them to classify me and my website if I'm hosting my own videos. The problem is then who actually comes and watches, and what's the revenue model at that point? How do I even pay my bills? How do I pay the team under such a model? So yeah, there's a lot to think about.
Yeah. The alternatives like BitChute and others, do they have any significance?
Yeah, as potential hosts, they do. But it just comes down to, are they going to kowtow, or are they going to, we look at what happened to, was it Rumble? There was a guy got arrested in France a little while ago, who was behind a major free speech oriented online platform. What was his name?
The UK guy.
Sorry?
Is it the London Real guy?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Anyway, I'll have to look it up. But yes, my line of work. Yes, I know a lot of industries get very adversely affected by regulation, but the internet has been relatively free of all of that until now. So we're going to have to figure out what to do, how to get through it.
I must admit, I did enjoy well, I don't know whether you call it an interview, but the press coverage of the meeting between Starmer and Trump. I thought that was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why couldn't that be our Prime Minister?
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a really, really, when you're a kid, you read stories about, people living through really tumultuous times, and there's this romance that we attach to. It's like, oh, it'd be so exciting to live through history like that. Well, we're living through history, and I got to say the in-person experience feels a little different to what it was in the books.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Oh, well, hopefully Trump has a meeting with Albo.
I honestly, I'm hoping for this, David. I'm hoping that Trump goes absolutely nuclear on the UK and on Australia and on any other Anglo countries that start to impose this sort of censorship. I really hope he just goes absolutely off and puts us back in our place. It's just, yeah, we need a good whipping into shape. Yeah. Albo would be terrified to get face to face with Trump. And it's as if Albo was trying to piss off Trump. He's left Rudd as the ambassador, which is just a dumb choice. Your ambassador to a country needs to be someone who is welcome and is liked and can do diplomatic things. And Rudd is incapable of diplomacy. Send him as the ambassador to China. He'd do a much better job there. And honestly, you could put a wet sponge as our ambassador to the US, and it would do a better job than what Rudd's able to do.
Well, I think I'm at the end of my cigar. It's just getting too hot to hold. So I reckon I was almost at an hour 50.
Yeah, you were at least an hour 45 at least.
Yeah.
I put that away. I just sent as well.
Yeah, beautiful cigar. You've excelled yourself once again, Damo.
Well, I look forward to next month to see how next month pans out. Hopefully, it's a slower burning cigar again, and we do get it back 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Very cool.
All right.
All right. Well, that's that for this month. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And stay tuned for next month when we will finish off the last cigar of the pack. And I will be announcing what I finally decided to put in the next pack.
In the next one. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Damo. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. We'll see
Thanks,
you then.
everybody, for watching.
Thank you. See ya.